Alright, so with the new Spider-Man movie No Way Home coming out in theaters December 17th, I thought I wanted to look at what is one of the worst Marvel films that was ever made. So I did some research. So first off, there was a Captain America film from 1990.
Captain America.
That was considered a pretty bad film. But I knew of another film that I wanted to watch, and that's the film I picked today, which is The Fantastic Four, 1994. What made this film so interesting is that it just looks so bad. And what's so funny about it is this film was actually never intended to be released to the public. The reason for that was because apparently the studio would have lost the rights to the Fantastic Four if they didn't make a movie about it. So they had to make a movie just to say, no, we made a movie so we can keep the rights, right? Sure. So that's what they did. And they actually did not intend to release this. And for a while, that's kind of what happened. But of course, sooner or later, the internet has a way and it made its way to the internet. But some of the great things about films like this, I go through and read some of the reviews about this. Now the 2005 one can't help but look great. The Fantastic Four clobbering time? Shame on you, Roger Corman, which I find funny because this is a dude who produced this. Makes me want to send a folded flag to the family of everyone involved, which, damn. What's so interesting about this film is honestly, it's not good, but I think this film knew it was not going to be good because it had weird ass editing and shit like this. So I went through and watched the film to tell you what it's really like. So the film starts off with us in this classroom and we are introduced to Reed Richards. So he's friends with this dude named Victor and they're working on this project, which honestly, they never really explain what this project is. They just use a bunch of, science shit to try to explain it.
All I'm saying is if we don't take into consideration the possibility of a velocity variance, the result could be failure. The prisms are overheating!
They go to do the experiment that night. We get some good old 1994 CGI graphics, whatever the hell this is. And then next thing you know, he is dead. And then all of a sudden, just 10 years goes by. And this gives us, I don't know, there's some leprechaun in this film.
There it is.
I really don't know what he's doing there, but he's there.
He's dreamy. You're gross.
So soon after, once they leave the place, that leprechaun-looking dude comes in and steals the crystal thing. But what's really weird about it is that Doom did not anticipate this at all. He literally even says, who's that guy?
We have an intruder.
I don't know what his plan was for this. It really makes no sense. So anyways, now the idea is that they're just going to go into space and, again, just do whatever. But of course, because now they don't have the crystal, they just have a fake crystal now. The mission does not work out and they crash. But now they're just completely fine in the middle of a field.
What's going on here?
No, they have superpowers now. Johnny has the ability to, do whatever with fire. Sue has the ability of green screen. And then Reed just does whatever the hell this is. And then we see later that Ben turns into the Thing.
Hey, what's going on?
So then there's this Alicia girl, which we met earlier in the film, and she's like a sculptor, and she's also blind, and that's kind of her whole character thing because, she's blind, which there's a funny shot in the film where they show she gets sprayed in the face, but you shouldn't see anything because it's from her point of view, and she's blind. Here's the real version, what it should have been. So then somehow the military or whatever just finds them out in the middle of nowhere, and then that's when we see Ben Grimm is now the Thing. Which honestly, this costume is not too terrible. Well, of course it shouldn't be because majority of the budget apparently went to this, and I could tell you it did not go to the effects. From this point on, this is when the film turns into mostly like a comic-y, kind of mostly comedy, weird, whatever. Of course, after they have been locked up in this place for a while, they want to get out. If you just imagine that they're anti-vaxxers in this scene, it would make just as much sense as whatever's going on in the film.
I can't take it anymore. Look, we've got to get out of here, huh? No, we're not patients here, we're prisoners.
Why all this mystery? Why don't they let us help ourselves?
Exactly.
And they perform the weirdest escape plan ever.
Time to take another blood sample. Sleeves up.
And then Reed gets to this computer, which he says has all the answers, but he has no idea what the hell it says.
This might just give us the answers we're looking for.
What language is this?
I have no idea.
Soon after, Doom corners them in a room, and instead of staying there to, kill them or whatever, he decides to leave and just, I don't know, do whatever, and sends henchmen in there to do all the work.
It's clobbering time.
There's one shot where we see Sue goes invisible and somehow doesn't get shot here. And then we see the special effects I was talking about when Johnny uses his firepower, which, dear God, that's awful. But soon enough, they escape.
Go, my friend.
Then after they leave this place, they somehow find their way back to their home lab, or I guess it's Reed's lab, it's not their lab. And what's funny is he somehow makes the realization that Dr. Doom was Victor, but it's shown in the weirdest way possible. So, Ben's pretty pissed and he just leaves, and he goes to try to pick up some girls in the streets. So now we're back at Doom's place, and they're stuck in their, indestructible shields, even though, as we'll see here in a couple minutes, apparently there's a gap underneath, which I don't know. Apparently it can't go all the way to the floor. I don't know. So he shoots the ray. Johnny goes to chase it down with whatever this is. And then, of course, Doom and Reed get into a fight, and Doom falls off and he dies. Even though his glove is still twitching here, I would be shocked if this film ever got a sequel. But because they survive, now we get to the end where Reed and Sue are now married, and he goes away in the limo waving his arm. Oh God, okay, let's just end the film. This film is actually not as terrible as I thought. It's not a good film by any means, but you know what? They did not make this film for it to be good. They literally just made the film because they had to make the film, and they were not intending to release this, so I guess why make it good, right? Honestly, it's not that terrible, I guess. Yes, the special effects are not good at all. Reed, who has, the stretching arm ability, that does not look good either. If you want to, you can go out and watch this film right now. It's free on YouTube. No one's stopping this film from being on there because no one really cares that it's out there. Please leave a like on this video if you enjoyed this video, and if you like this and want to see more, subscribe to my channel and you can get more content like this. And before I go, here's one more clip.